Hi, Mrs. Jones. My name is Brenna, and I'll be the nurse working with you today. How are you feeling today?
I guess okay. I've been feeling a little off, if I'm being honest.
Can you tell me a bit more what you mean about feeling off? Let me check your vital signs, if that's okay with you.
I don't know. I don't think I've been taking my medication properly. It's easy to forget, With the busy schedule, I just sometimes don't remember if I took my meds or not. Sure, you can check my vitals.
Thank you for sharing that information with me. Your blood pressure is a bit high. I understand you take two medications for your blood pressure. Is that correct?
Yes, I think metoprolol and some other med. I can't even remember the name. If I'm being honest, I probably forgot 2 or 3 times a week, come to think of it.
I see. I'd like to talk to you today about managing your medication regimen. How does that sound?
Good. I mean, I try.
Yes, Mrs. Jones, I understand. I just want to help you find a good plan for the future to prevent you from feeling this way.
Sounds good. It is really that bad if I forget to take my meds here and there.
Well, Mrs. Jones, if you're not taking your medications regularly, the medications will not help keep your blood pressure within normal range. It can be dangerous not taking them regularly. This can lead to further complications that can be prevented with appropriate medication intake.
Oh, wow. I guess I just didn't think about it that way. I have kids and a lovely husband. I can't even think about what those kinds of things would do to them. Thanks for being honest with me.
Of course, Mrs. Jones. I'd like to go over some education with you on when and how often you should take your medications. How does that sound?
I mean, I think my doctor told me, but yeah, sure. I don't think another reminder could hurt.
Great. So your metoprolol should be taken once in the morning and once in the afternoon.
I usually take that one every morning, but it just makes me so nauseous. Maybe that's why I avoid taking it sometimes.
I understand, Mrs. Jones. Nausea is a side effect of the medication. However, if you take the medication right before a meal or after a meal, this should help with your nausea.
I hate eating breakfast. I know, most important meal of the day, but that's why I'm experiencing nausea.
That definitely could be. Can you think of anything you could eat in the morning with your medication? It does not have to be a large meal. Perhaps a granola bar or an apple or a banana.
I think I could definitely start using one of those options. Come to think of it, I love oranges. Could oranges work?
Yes, I'm sure an orange would be just fine. However, if you're still experiencing nausea after eating with your medication, I would like you to contact your doctor about this. If the nausea persists, the doctor will help you come up with a different plan to ensure your blood pressure and nausea are both under control.
Oh, okay. That reminds me. I need to make an appointment to see my doc.
Great. I will definitely include that in your discharge papers as we are covering a lot of information here.
Thanks. I always think my mind.
Understandably so. So it's difficult to remember all this information at once. The discharge papers should help guide you.
Great. I'm feeling better already.
I'm happy to hear that. Now let's talk about your other blood pressure medication, Lisinopril.
Lisinopril. I can never pronounce those medications. Huh.
It's okay, Mrs. Jones. I too have some difficulty pronouncing some medications sometimes. They're definitely not the easiest words to pronounce.
You were right about that. Huh.
So for the Lisinopril, you only need to take this medication once a day. You can take it at any time in the day. However, it is best to take it at the same time every day.
What do you think a good time would be? I'm pretty good about taking my other one every morning.
Then perhaps it would be a good idea to take your Listen Pro in the morning as well. However, it is completely up to you.
No, no. I think that's a good idea to help me not forget. This will always be in my discharge papers too, right?
Yes, of course. I want to provide you with all the information you need. Let me know if you have any questions along the way as well. Feel free to interrupt me at any time.
Now, now that you say that, I don't know. I'm still nervous about remembering to take these medications every day and at the right time, etc. What can I do to help myself remember? I can't continue like this.
I can offer you a couple different options to see what you think would work best with you. How does that sound?
Oh, great, thanks.
Well, for example, you could purchase a medication organizer box. If you choose to do this, it may be beneficial to get an organizer that has an AM and PM box to help you remember to take your evening medication. Let me show you a picture of what I'm talking about.
That's amazing. Who knew they had those things? I definitely think that could help. How much do these organizers cost?
They're relatively cheap, probably between $10 to $20. You could find them at your local pharmacy, Walgreens, Walmart, online.
Great. I need to pick up my meds today, so I think I'll ask the pharmacist for help in getting that medication organizer.
I'm glad to hear that you feel this could work for you. Another suggestion I could offer would be setting an alarm on your phone with perhaps a note that says take medication or whatever reminder you think would help.
As much as I hate alarms, I think it would be good to use both to start off with. I really don't want to forget to take my meds.
I think that's a great idea, Mrs. Jones. I'm glad to hear you are so concerned about taking your medications regularly. That's so important. I can see that you care.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to stay healthy.
Of course. Again, I'll include all of this in your discharge papers. I know we've continued to discuss a lot of information here.
Great, thanks.
No problem at all, Mrs. Jones. Now let's review a bit what we have gone over. Can you tell me how often and when you should take your metropolol? It's okay if you don't remember
Okay,
exactly.
so that one I need to take twice a day, one in the morning and evening with food, right?
Great, Mrs. Jones. You're absolutely correct. Now, how about your lisinopril?
I know once a day, but could we go over when we discussed I'll be taking it again?
Of course. I believe you stated you thought it would be best to take it in the morning. Does that sound correct?
Oh, yes, it would be easier to remember. Thanks.
Great. How are you feeling now about taking your medications regularly?
Much better. Thank you for talking this through with me. I think I've got a good plan now to set up.
I'm happy to hear that, Mrs. Jones, and no problem at all. I'm here to help. Do you have any more questions for me before I print your discharge papers?
Nope, not at all. Thank you again. I'm going to go right to my pharmacy after this.
Mrs. Jones, of course, that sounds like a good plan. I would like you to follow up with your primary care provider in a week and tell your provider how you now are currently taking your medications. Here are your discharge papers. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to call the office or your doctor. We are here to help.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.